What's up, everybody out there? How are you all doing? Welcome to my Cowboys family. And I'm going to check the audio, make sure we're rolling well, and kick this thing off right, guys. What's up, I'm a hater? Always counting you being in here. Let's see here, guys. Going to try to get a quicker update tonight. I do have the notifications. That's good. That's working. And as I always remind everybody, as I always tell everybody, guys, make sure you hit like for the stream. Of course, if you like it. Hopefully you do, as you're watching. And if you don't, well, boo-hoo. Make sure you hit subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell so you get these notifications when we go live or do our live streams, whatever, etc., etc. Now, Thursday Night Football, guys, Denver Broncos are playing at the Indianapolis Colts. Both teams are already eliminated. Brandon Williams is his name, tight end, number 85 for the Colts. Just got a helmet-to-helmet collision with one of the Denver players on the punt, and he's knocked out right now, guys. And it looks pretty bad. He's in a stretcher. He just kind of went limp when he got hit. So Brandon Williams, number 85, tight end for the Colts. He's gonna get taken off the stretcher here, off one of the carts, and he's gonna be immobilized. So hoping the best for him. He looked like almost a little freakish. It just was helmet to helmet, like just front, helmet to helmet, literally, both guys. So it's unfortunate. So Dumpster Juice, how you doing? It's been a while. Sorry. Hey, it's all good, man. Gotta take care of your things first, man. You guys are part of the family, but still have your things to do. So we understand, guys. No problems. We're 16 away from getting the big 1K. So thanks to everybody who's helped. Cowboys X Factor. He's done a lot of help here at the end with promoting our channel here on his Twitter page and getting 5 or 6 subscribers from there. So thank you so much. Shout out to him. And we're thinking of doing a bunch of little things when the super chat comes on. But we're definitely going to have a week when we do the first, donation leaderboard. When we do that, we're probably going to, that first week. We have super chat. We're going to put all the names or whatever advertising you guys want for your pages, your channels, for your websites, whatever it may be. We'll put it up. Probably do like 2 or 3 a day on the channel. Just a big thank you to you guys to get us to the first 1,000 subscribers once we get there. So much love to everybody out there that has helped throughout the way and been there since the beginning, or middle or end. Doesn't matter. You're part of the family, guys. So let me start it up. Looks like they're bringing him off the field. Oh man, it looked like the way he fell looked pretty bad in the replay. So they have him mobilized. He's moving all his limbs, so that's great news. That's a good start there for that. I mean, we don't want to see anything bad happen. So guys, speaking of injuries, let's start with the Dallas Cowboys. What's up, Sixers JT? How you doing, man? Yeah, almost there, man. Almost there. So let's kick this thing off with some Cowboy injury updates, guys. Some players did not practice today, as expected. Some, a little bit of a surprise. Brice Butler did not practice today. He was said to probably expect to play against the Raiders. Now things aren't looking as positive with his foot injury. We have Orlando Scandrick. Okay, he did not practice again. He was looking more towards being limited today, but with his back injury, he still has not gone out there and have a full practice. He's worked with the trainers on the sideline, but not done much past that. And of course, the big name did not practice, guys. David Irving, number 95. I'm wearing the Marcus Ware, guys. He's helped coach a little bit this season. I think he's dropped by once or twice to help the Cowboy linemen, defensive linemen get better. David Irving, I think we need him out there this week. I think people are overlooking his value in the running game, stopping them, Marshawn Lynch or whoever may be running the ball, giving pressure, getting to Derek Carr, at least putting pressure / sacks. And that's where we're going to be missing a lot. What's up, Purple Gaming? How you doing? And thank you to all the mods out there. Much love. What's up? Yes, MCF in the house. That's right, guys. Thank you. So limited today at practice. Sean Lee, we expected that. He's going to play, guys. No setbacks with him. Malik Collins, he's on a the same old story, guys. He's been limited for the last 2 months with his foot injury. So now, luckily, we have James Hanna was limited, which is a good sign from his knee injury from yesterday. He was on the injury report. He was limited today. Signs are pointing towards he's probably going to play. We're hoping. We'll see as we get closer. We have one more day of practice to see if no setbacks come. He might be full participant tomorrow, which is a good sign for James Hanna. And keeping our offensive line intact, the extension of the offensive line. What's up, Kingstar Vids? What's up? So the other two guys that I'm very happy about, speaking of our offensive line, that are on the limited practice, yesterday they did not practice, is La'el Collins, all right, with his back issue. And the other back issue, of course, the one we all know and love, Tyron Smith, his back issue, back injury. They were both limited today in practice. So that's great news on the offensive line front. And guys, honestly speaking, that's where we win the game. Even if we don't have David Irving, we win with that offensive front, whether it's in the passing game or the running game. But I think we need a little bit smarter when we run, and a little bit smarter when it comes to creativity in the passing game. I think we need to improve those two things. And I think that's just, we have the talent, we have the ability, with or without Zeke. Zeke is the game breaker, the superstar. He gives you that dimension, which is a huge, positive. But I still think we can beat the Raiders without that. So that's the basic rundown, guys. The other guys that were listed on here was Justin Durant. He's now full practice. He was limited yesterday. And then he's missed the past couple of weeks, not only the practices, but the games. So he'll be good to go for this game. He'll be on the active roster. He should be on the active roster this week. I see no reason why he shouldn't be. So that's a good thing for our linebacking core. Now they're 100% now. So David Irving is the big name we want to definitely keep watching. Scandrick, I would hope if he plays at all, he's the fourth guy, the fourth corner, and behind the three rookies. That's what I would like to see. And then Brown could be the fifth corner. We could shelf Ben Wickery. And then Brice Butler, he's a surprise, still on here. He's been injured with his foot for weeks, and he's still always appearing on here. He's always limited, and he seemed to always get out there to play. He did that 1 week. We didn't use him at all, hardly, and then he was off last week. So they did not have him on the active roster. He did not play. And he's having 2 straight days with no practice. So we don't know how serious this is, but we're hoping that somehow these guys can come, get out there. Now, when we look at the Raiders, guys, their team is banged up a bit too. And the biggest name that stands out in this list, without question, Amari Cooper, their star wide receiver. Did not practice yesterday, did not practice again today, guys, with his ankle. And ankle injuries for receivers, that's an issue. So, that's something that you really might not see him play. And that could be an issue for the Raiders when it comes to driving. And now they do have what's his name, back from suspension from the chain snatching fight on the field. What's his name? Crabtree, I think. Yeah, he's back, of course, with them. No injuries with him. He's going to be out in the field there playing. So that is a difference from last when he was gone, along with Cooper. So they'll be, Marshawn Lynch, no injury related. He did not practice today. Yesterday he was not on the list. So for some reason he didn't practice today. Khalil Mack, he was at full practice again, guys, today. It was not an injury. He just had a vet day probably. He's the big guy we got to watch, and La'el Collins is going to play him. And guys, it's good that La'el Collins is back and practicing, and he's pretty much healthy. Because if you watch in the preseason game, boy, I'm telling you, the way he kind of really held down. And this is preseason. This was early La'el Collins. He really held down Khalil Mack in that game. I won't forget that game because of the Hitchens injury, especially that first half was pretty much starters all the way around. And I'm telling you, that whole thing, the way that La'el Collins pretty much manhandled Khalil Mack, for the most part, shows me that right now, Khalil Mack's, he's a great player. But La'el Collins has improved since then. We're talking about, 3 months ago? 4 months? 3 months. 3 months ago. We'll give him 3 months ago, guys. And that to me, I think it's going to be a key to this game. Make sure we keep him at bay. If we do, I think we're going to run all day. We can pass all day. They have some injuries to their defensive backs as well. Their safety, Obi Malafonu, his hip injury, did not practice again today. I'm not sure if he's a starter. I think he's a rookie, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, guys. I think he's a rookie. But he's one of their guys that they try to use, and they're not practicing with a hip injury. Clive Walford, the backup tight end, he's with a concussion and neck injury. He did not practice. And I'm just trying to see the other guys that did not, limited. Keith McGill, knee, defensive back. You're looking here, Mario Edwards Jr., defensive lineman. So look out for that, guys. He did not practice again today. So that's someone to keep an eye on, too. He's one of their rotational starter. I don't know, but he's definitely somebody could make an issue at times. Hampered with an ankle injury, did not practice again, along with Cooper. So Jared Cook was limited, the starting tight end. And And David Anderson was limited yesterday with a foot injury, cornerback, and today did not practice, did not participate. So, they're dealing with their injuries as well. Now, I will say this, guys, they have a very good, their stats are going to show a little different. Let's just put it this way, guys. They average about 20 points per game. That's 22nd in the NFL. We, the Cowboys, average 24 points per game, and that's 10th in the NFL. We go to total yards per game. The Cowboys average 338.3 per game, total yards. That's 16th in the NFL. The Raiders, they're 19th in the NFL. So you can see we have a little advantage here on both on total yards and on points. When it comes to the Raiders' passing game, they're 15th in the league. They're ranked 15th. They average 237 yards, 237.8 yards per game. While the Cowboys, last week we were in the 190s, I think. Now we're at 200.8, which is 25th. We went up about 3 ranks or so, if you want to say that. And in our rushing, we were 4th last week. We went up to 3rd this week with 137.5, with the great games by Rod Smith and Alfred Morris, again, behind that offensive line. While the Raiders, they're ranked 26th in the run. One-dimensional, guys, one-dimensional. So they're averaging about what the Giants average. The Giants average, I think, 89 in the run, 89 yards, 91.5 for the Raiders. They're 26th in the league. So that's something we have to continue to attack. David Irving would definitely help that out and cause havoc for them. The Raiders are one game basically worse than we are, 6-7. We're 7-6, and hopefully still, we win this game. We can stay in the playoff hunt. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's jump over to the defensive side of the ball, though. The Raiders, when it comes to allowing points, they're 20th in the league. Okay, we are 17th. So, about the same. When it comes to yards allowed, we're 17th. So, about the same spot, and they are 22nd. So, they actually allow more yards than they allow points. When it comes to the defensive passing game, guys, they are ranked 25th in the NFL. We are ranked 23rd. So, very similar type. You can see the similarities here, but I think we're coming to life where the Raiders are still up and down. So inconsistent. I think our defense is coming to life. I think our defense is becoming more consistent than our offense. So important stats to look at. I will say that on offense, the Raiders, they're 17th when it comes to passing touchdowns, and they're and they're 5th when it comes to rushing touchdowns. So they like to run the ball in and they get close, even though they don't get many yards in the running game. So keep that in mind. They're kind of like the Chiefs were doing this. They would pass and then run touchdowns in. If I recall correctly. But when it comes to interceptions, the Raiders are ranked 32nd in getting interceptions. Keep that in mind, guys, because that means they don't make many turnovers. We got to be smart with the ball. On the rush defense, they're ranked 16th, the Raiders, and we are ranked 11th against the run. So you can see both teams are a little bit better against the run. We're ranked 23rd in the pass. They're ranked 25th in the pass. So defensively, we're similar. We're mirror images, but I think we're a team on the rise with young players. I mean, they are too, but I think their dominant player is Khalil Mack, and that's what the guy you have to stop. We have multiple guys that can do things that the Raiders can't do, and I think on defense, to our offense, I think that's where we win this game. I think our defense is above average when we have the offense rolling, and I think even though the Raiders' offense can do some stuff in the passing game, I think that even without Irving, and again, I'm not saying he's out, but so far they have not ruled him out, and it's still concerning that he's this close to the last practice and he hasn't practiced yet. Concussion, if you guys recall from a couple weeks ago in the Redskin game, I don't remember even it happening. They had a 10-day break to get the Giants. He didn't play. Now he's got another week, and there's no Irving on the practice field. He's still working with the other guys, but there's no Irving out there. So let's see, guys. I'm a hater. Says Browns will go 16-0 next season. I wouldn't jump to that conclusion there. What's up, Cowboys legend? LL, how you doing, man? Go Cowboys forever. Kingstar Vids, whatever happened about the big, I missed that one. Dallas Cowboys, the whole team says, yo, hey, how you doing, man? Dak is probably going to have another 300-yard game. Cowboys with 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Yeah, I mean, we're going to go through the breakdown of the, let me put it this way, like our predictions and our scores and all that stuff. We'll be definitely be doing that. You guys can put them now if you'd like, but I'm gonna bank more on doing that during our live stream on Saturday. I like to really get encompass the whole situation and see what's going on, and wait for it to kind of get close to getting close to game time, and then we'll see where these injuries fall. Some of them might be game time on both sides of the ball, so it's going to be important when it comes to the score prediction. Again, I don't really hold anybody to it. I forget them unless they're really close to what we had said. But for the most part, I think most of you guys have pretty much had the pulse of the Cowboys this season. Cowboys X Factor, what's up, man? I give big props to you at the beginning of this stream. Thank you again, man, for the help with the subs. We're almost there, 1K, man. Thank you. Thoughts on net neutrality? Yeah. I don't like that this happened. There was. Let me explain. Oh my goodness, I have a sore throat, guys. So, yeah, I don't like what's happening with this net neutrality being now taking away the regulations that people don't want from the government. It's going to hurt probably smaller companies. It's going to hurt choice. Companies are going to be able to probably raise prices depending on your area and where you live. You know, some people might not get affected as badly because they have more choices, but in the smaller towns and smaller areas and where there's less choices. And I'm not talking that small. I'm talking about small like you know, Tampa, something like that. You know, they will be hit with issues with that. So we'll see what happens, guys. I don't want to jump to conclusions because sometimes these little things don't mean as much in the big picture. And what I mean by that is I'm not saying it's not important, because it is very important. What I'm trying to say is that it doesn't affect things as people might think it does, or as badly as it does once it kind of plays out. So I want to kind of hold the political stuff, my thoughts right now on that. Although I do agree, guys. You know, it is an important topic to talk about. But thank you for that question, Cowboys X Factor, and much props and much love for the help. Kingstar Vid says, whatever happened to the big talk on our defense, Taco Charlton? Well, Taco, he's, again, in my opinion, he's for the future. He is somebody you're going to want to bank on next season. He's kind of like Jalen Smith, in my opinion, because Jalen Smith missed that first season, even though he had some experience when it comes to the grind of what he's got. He got an inside look into the life of a linebacker, let's say a rookie linebacker in the NFL, minus the contact on the field. So he had that whole season to get used to things, but then he got, you know, as the game went on, as this season went on, and he got back on the field, you can see every game he started at a point where, you know, we were just surprised he was out there, and then you can see his lack of breaking for the ball and reading the gaps to go into when he's playing the linebacker spot, whichever spot he's playing at linebacker. And you know, hit the wrong hole, and the running back just flies through the hole right next to him. He's lost, still thinking he's got he's clogging up the hole, the right hole. And that's the thing, is that, you know, when he started to notice that, we can see it, and you can see he's better at coverage now, especially underneath in the zones, where that was his big weakness. So now I think we're seeing, you know, the evolution of Jalen Smith, and again, it's going to take him a season to get through that. I think you're seeing the same thing with Taco Charlton. So that's my opinion on that. Let's see here. I say the Cowboys win 40-30. Wow. High-scoring game. I mean, both defenses are definitely on the lower end of things, but I think our defense will not allow 30 points. Do you ever think Taco's going to go off? I do, but not. You're talking about this season? Not go off. He might get another game with a sack. I said the 4 was the over-under, and that's why 4 is a tough one, because I think it might get the 4th sack maybe the last week. But let's see if he gets his 3rd one first. So I thought he'd be under 4. Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. What's up, man? Can't wait till game time. Team's starting to get into a good rhythm with 2-game winning streak. Yes, they need to focus and believe they can win this game. Positive energy for sure, and I think they can win it. And that's why, as we go on to this, we're going to talk more about what happens with these, you know, with their injuries. What happens with the way they game plan against teams, the way they play, what do they like to do? Obviously, by the stats, you can already see the leaning. The leaning is towards the passing game. They shy away from the run either way because they are getting stopped or because they're unable to. The offensive line is very good when it comes to the passing game, but the numbers, even in the passing game, I would not say are explosive or fantastic. They're a little bit better off than we are in the passing game, and they're not that much better, I would say, than us. And again, when you compare the running game, we're just dominant, where they're not dominant in any kind of one category. In fact, they're weak at the running game. So when we see this team, if we look at them from a little farther back, and we see that if we look at them one-dimensionally, which is what they kind of already are, and then don't get me wrong, we have to stop the run. That's the best defensive stat within both these teams is the defensive rush. You know, the team that stops the opponent and allows the least amount of yards rushing. We were in the top 10, I think, on that. So nobody else cracks the top 10 in anything. in these stats on offense or defense for both the Cowboys and the Raiders. So you know, when it comes to rushing the ball or stopping the run, that's our specialty. But I think that if you look at them one-dimensionally, we stopped their run. Marshawn Lynch is not, you know, he's in and out, not really practicing. He hasn't really been that effective this season for them. I think that we can present a problem to Derek Carr and really slow him down by breaking down the pocket. And again, I still hope that David Irving goes out there. So come on, give me that DeMarcus Ware, you know, magic and get him in that game somehow. Hopefully he's okay from the concussion first and foremost. But we got to get him out there and he can really wreak havoc and then make things easier. Easier, that's the key here. We want it easier because of the complete talent we have on that front line with DeMarcus Lawrence coming from the left, Tyrone Crawford all the way on the right side, Malik Collins in the middle with David Irving. That would be the ideal thing we want to see. If not, you're going to probably see the Tone Jones playing some. He actually did pretty well last game. You'll see Richard Ash. You see the other practice squad, Lewis Neal. So even Ross you might see in there, although they made him inactive last game. So again, you're looking at a bunch of guys here that they're going to probably be rotated into the game for somewhat. But I think that the Tone Jones actually looked the best out of everyone going by the last game we saw. So let me see here, guys. But I agree, positive energy and go Cowboys. Thank you, Dallas Cowboy Fan 1980. I love your videos, man. You got some good stuff on there. Guys, check him out. Check his videos out. Cowboys X Factor says, oh yeah, we gotta beat those Raiders, man. We'll see. We're gonna talk more about that. I do believe we're gonna beat the Raiders. I do believe that it's just one of those games I don't want to, because we're on the road. I hope the Cowboys can stay focused. I know that they play better on the road, so that's something that it's almost a guarantee that we're gonna, no matter what, almost look better in this game. But with a full healthy offensive line and a healthy Sean Lee and Anthony Hitchens and three, you know, wildly cornerback rookies that I love the way they're playing, you know, Xavier Woods / safety. You know, Byron Jones, healthy, you know, whether Skendrick plays or not, it's not that big of a deal, but Irving would be great to have in there. Our defense is looking complete. You know, our linebackers, Lee, Hitchens, and Jalen Smith, and Damian Wilson, we got enough there. And Durant's coming back from injury. Even on offense, guys, when you look at our offensive line is healthy, and the other external players that attach still to the offensive line, like Jason Witten, James Hanna, and Jeff Swaim, all three of those guys, they look like they're going to play. And I say that only because of Hanna's injury yesterday, knee injury. He was not practiced. Today he was limited, which is a good sign for him to play. I mean, I think we need him for the blocking aspect. So that's an important piece that we need on that offensive front. And other than Brice Butler, guys, who, you know, we don't really know what's going on with his foot. He didn't practice last week. He did play 2 weeks ago, but he didn't play this last week, and he still has not practiced, so it's not looking good. Yesterday, he was expected to play against his former team. Now, I'm hearing the story is changing. David Irving is also a maybe, guys, so it could be, you know, it's frustrating to have to wait and see, but tomorrow we'll know more from their last practice. Also, guys, speaking of more, Demontre Moore, just a thing that you guys probably saw already out there earlier today. The video surfaced from, and TMZ played it, Demontre Moore's fight 4 days before he was cut by the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, that played a huge role in the reason why he was cut, even though the Cowboys said it was not football related. It had nothing to do with the anthem protest and the fist in the air thing, so that's confirmed. This is what did it, and I don't blame it because he's had other fights in the past when he was with the Giants. He had a huge brawl fight, whatever, there too, and that's why the Giants cut Demontre Moore. So, you know, he was at Seattle. He had the drunk driving thing. So obviously this guy's pattern is similar. He puts himself in bad situations. And again, we're not blaming the victim here. It's not victim blaming. The guy got jumped, so I can't blame him for trying to defend himself. But he tried to jump into the vehicle from to the sunroof. So check out that video if you haven't already. He went a little bit overboard. But, you know, I feel all I can say is I understand if you're, you know, so you get jumped like that by 3 guys. It's messed up. But at the same time, you know, you got to kind of walk away when you can. And, you know, maybe he was just adrenaline rolling and he couldn't help it. But either way, it doesn't look good when you have that history. And, you know, you can't blame Jerry Jones or anybody for letting him go for that. So that sucks for Demontre Moore because I think he could have been a factor. It just never really pans out for any team because he keeps getting into issues like this. What's up, man? LM, how you doing, man? Yeah, well, it's good to see you back. And a reminder for the people that everybody got 2 or 3 people that have just stopped in here after been here for a while. Hit that like button. Don't forget. Hit the subscribe if you're new. We're almost at 1,000, guys. 1K. and hit the notification bell, guys, if you have not yet. So you get these notifications when we go live, stream, discussion, news, breaking news, whatever, and of course our game day live stream, which we will do again this Sunday night, guys. Don't forget, Sunday night football, Raiders, Cowboys. South of Heaven. Let me see here. Who said this? Let me see. Before I get to you, let me see. Yes, sir. Cowboys X Factor. Zero guy loading. How you doing, man? Mod up. Dallas Cowboys said this should be a high-scoring game, back and forth. You know, again, I know you put that 40 to 30 score. Interesting. I think it'd be a little lower. I'm looking more Cowboys. I'm looking Cowboys like 31, and then Raiders, 24. Raiders 27. It's gonna be close, I think. And again, I agree with South of Heaven. The Raiders are having trouble putting up points. Now, I think our defense will be able to hold them down. I truly do for some time of the game, hoping that we can then jump on top of them in the points department and start pulling away a little bit, making them easily one-dimensional, which they already should become because they only run for 90 yards a game. So we'll see. Football nerd, how you doing, man? We're against the Raiders. We're going to win out. I think we have the chance to win out. We get Zeke back 2 weeks in a row. Eagles, they can clinch the first round bye. I think if Minnesota loses and they win, they clinch the home field throughout the playoffs. I think that's the way it works out. If that's the case, they're going to start resting their players and they'll rest against the Cowboys probably. I can't see them risking it, and we probably get an easier win against them. And the Seattle game, I think Zeke is going to be ready to roll Christmas Eve, and I think it's going to be a big game. I think we might be, you guys can go back and watch yesterday's little rage out I had about, hey, this is the way we can control our own destiny. The best case scenario that can happen this week, 2 upsets, with Detroit losing with the Bears, and what was the other one? On Monday Night Football, the Bucks somehow at home beating the Falcons. If those 2 things happen, along with Green Bay losing to Carolina, and we win our game, next week the New Orleans Saints play at home against Atlanta. If they beat Atlanta, we win our game against Seattle. We can actually, before we even play Seattle, we'll be in control of our own destiny. Because if we beat Seattle, and win the next week, we'll be in. If all those crazy things happen, you never know. So let's see here. Dallas Cowboys. I was kind of disappointed about our effort last week. Yeah, I know. I was too. And you can't hold. If you do that against teams like the Raiders, Seattle, or the Eagles, I think that you're going to probably be playing from behind most of the game. You're not going to be tied. So a team like the Giants, we had that advantage because they're not that good. But I agree. Yeah, we can't do that. Dallas Cowboys fan, what's up? Yeah. South of Heaven, yo. Dallas Cowboys says it seemed like Dallas was having trouble moving the ball until the fourth quarter came. I agree. Space Cowboy, how you doing, man? Much love. South of Heaven says Giants do have a solid D. They just suck. Exactly. Offensive line is where we had control of that game only because the defense was good enough to break through their horrific offensive line. So, whether it was the running game, which we stopped completely, or the passing game, which we had Eli looking like a rookie quarterback out there, it was more due to their horrible offensive line. We swept the Giants this year. We swept the Redskins this year. Obviously, we don't want to get swept by the Eagles, so that's the last thing left. But guys, if we beat the Eagles this last week of the season, we'd be 5-1 against the NFC East. That's crazy good, and still not to win the East. It's crazy, plain and simple. So let's see here. So LM says 32-24. I can see that being in that range. That's 31-24, 31-27, 31-28 even. Space Cowboys says 24-13 Dallas. I just always see teams somehow getting points late, and that's why I can see the Raiders kind of scoring at the end. But that's definitely a easy score to see come up this week, Space Cowboys. So I like that. Dallas Cowboys Football News. What's up, man? Much love. Love your channel. Keep those videos rolling out. Yes, let's go Cowboys. 1 game at a time. Exactly. 1 game at a time. And I understand. I'm just throwing this out there to get you guys hyped and watching the other games that are going on at 1, at 4 before our game plays. So those are big things to watch. Even if they expect the Lions to beat the Bears at home. In Detroit. Expect on Monday night. Expect the Buccaneers. To lose at home against the Atlanta Falcons, visiting them. And Green Bay beating Carolina with Aaron Rodgers, definitely a possibility, probability, something like that. Either way, you gotta watch out for those things. Those things can definitely go all the wrong ways. And even if those things happen, it would be far from over for the Cowboys. Mainly because It would actually help us in another way. If Minnesota can beat Green Bay the following week, with Green Bay beating Minnesota, and then Detroit losing a game, whether it's to Green Bay the final week or against Cincinnati, um, you know, really New Orleans beating Atlanta has got to be has to be game basically next week. So if those things happen, I think we clinch the 6th seed if we win out. So that's another path if in case Green Bay does win against Carolina this week. But remember, guys, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, no matter what happens, have to lose at least one game. No matter what happens, Detroit Lions have to lose at least one game. And no matter what happens, now there's 3 teams involved that have to lose at least 2 games. It could be any of these 3. The Atlanta Falcons, as we knew, the New Orleans Saints, which are added to that today, or the Carolina Panthers. So any of those 3 teams lose 2 of their last 3 games. Packers lose 1, Detroit loses 1. We're in the playoffs, guys, if we win out. Plain and simple. Let's see here. Yep, just win and everything will fall in place. Exactly what Cowboys Face said yesterday. What Space Cowboys said now. Yes. What's up, Kevin Bilbo? How you doing? Thank you. We appreciate you too, man. Thank you for joining us. Rod Smith was the GOAT last week, for sure. I want to see more of him, but I want to see the offensive line just be working in sync together. And just the way they work together is a sight to see. So I would ask anybody to check out the game film through the NFL Network or NFL Game Pass if you have that Sunday ticket. If not, watch the replay of the game and watch how the offensive line, when they're blocking, they might have missed once or twice. For the most part, though, guys, they play fantastic. They continue to get healthier every week, and I just love the direction we're going. Thank you, man. We love you too. Kingstar Vids, what's up? Shallow Hal, what's up? How you doing, man? Kingstar Vids says, man, can't wait till Zeke to come back. Me too. I just want us to win this game so we still give Zeke something to work with. Imagine if we have a chance, even if everything goes wrong this week, we have a chance still next week. No matter what, if we win our game, no matter what happens, we have a chance. Zeke back, Christmas Eve, it's time at home, against a tough Seattle team still, even though they're hanging on there on defense. Still, that's a big game. It's going to be huge. I think they're going to probably. I'd hope they move it to prime time somehow, but who knows? It might be a prime time game by next week. That would be an elimination game. Might be if we haven't lost, and if Seattle hasn't lost. Seattle plays the Rams, and we got to hope the Rams win this week just to help the Rams clinch the division. So. Yeah, there's a lot of different paths to the playoffs for us. We just got to keep it, 1 out of 10 chances at this moment, not very good, and keep it real. We're probably not going to make it, but got to keep winning, and we'll see what happens. And there's a chance. Yeah, we just have to win. I agree. Anthony Mixon, what's up, man? You think David Irving will be in the Raider game? It's looking like he's not. We got to really look at tomorrow's, practice and see what happens when it comes to the injury report and see what happens. Because if he ends up not being being not in practice and DNP not practicing tomorrow, I don't see him playing in the game. I want to say yes, but he was limited. I heard that he was on the sideline doing some stuff with the coaches, but he's still not in any capacity back in any kind of team drills, which I guess will look good for him to play. Skandrick has also not done anything, and the good thing is that our offensive line is in there, and they're playing great. Hanna's kind of coming back as well from a knee injury, so hopefully he'll be able to stay in there. TJ Wittenback, how you doing? Hello. Dallas Cowboys Football News says Seattle has to lose 1. Well, to us, that's the one that have to lose. Dallas Cowboys Football News. As long as we win, I guess, that's true, though. If they win out, the Rams can still win their games, and Seattle, we still beat Seattle in the because we end up tied with them. The only way we don't end up tied with them is if they win the division. Then that's how we get kind of screwed there. Atlanta has to lose 2. Atlanta has to lose 2, or Carolina has to lose 2, or New Orleans has to lose 2. Any of those 3 teams have to lose 2 of their last 3 games. Cowboys, Lions and Packers have to lose 1. That's without question. Bottom line, Raiders got to lose 1 game. Exactly. Raiders got to lose 1 game this weekend, and that's against us. Very, very, I agree, South of Heaven. Space Cowboy says, I'm still remembering the number 3% chance to make the postseason after Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's crazy. Not too far from that. 7% increase since then, but still a chance, guys. You never know. Still don't seem that impossible. With the if they were playing the worst teams in the league, I would say yeah, definitely. But the fact that they're playing kind of tough divisional opponents, they're playing in tough locations, or they're playing with a lot of different issues on their own teams, these are the reasons why I think this schedule is promising and the chances for the Cowboys. And every week goes by, if things don't go our way, these doors start to close, and we have to start getting them sooner. But if we get all these things going sooner than later, we can control. There's a way we can control our own destiny, and just to have that chance is amazing. The way this season has been up and down. Let's see here. Dallas Cowboys says, "What's up with Dan Bailey last week?" Yeah, the reason he has still tightness in his hamstring, and it was that cold weather. He was just off, guys. And look, he had 2 field goals. One was 56 yards in the cold. One was 50 in the cold. Last year, remember, he kicked that one against the Giants, and he missed it right before the half in New York in the cold. So even when he's healthy, he doesn't kick well in New York. Either way, just chalk up the bad game. Luckily, we didn't need those points, although we needed them at the time. So we'll see. Yeah, Seattle game next week. We think it'll be in rough weather in Dallas. It's going to be in Big D, that game, TJ. Cowboys 42, what's up? What's up? How you doing, man? He's coming off an injury. Yes, that's the other thing. TCDC, what's up, man? How you doing? Long time no see. Glad to see you on here, man. You have faith we can win out, but don't trust everything else is falling into place. Yeah, I don't trust it either. We got to still wait and see. A lot of time to go. A lot of things can happen. Yeah, we're all on the same page on that. In realistic terms, yes, it's probably not going to happen. A lot of things have to fall and are in place for us. But a lot of these teams play each other, guys. The Falcons and Saints play each other. The Panthers and Falcons play each other. The Packers and Lions play each other. That's already one loss across the board for 3 of these teams. And we play the Seattle Seahawks. We beat them. We have an advantage against them for the wild card. So these are just things that kind of can happen. Will they? We'll see. Anthony Mixon says, if the Raiders game prime time will be, well, the game is prime time. It's a primetime game. Sunday night. Keep in mind, guys. Sunday Sunday night game. I guess in Oakland, it's going to be late afternoon, evening game. So 8 o'clock, 8:30, I should say, Eastern time. So whatever that is over there, guys. What, 5:30 Pacific? Cold weather. That's awesome. I like the cold weather, but let's see if Dan Bailey can hold up. It's going to be Dallas going to be cold, so it looks like it's going to be cold, TJ and Big D. So if it is, so be it. I think we'll be all right. It's better than playing in colder weather in Seattle. Dallas Cowboys says, even if we don't make the playoffs, still hope we go. Exactly. Every team goes to get that 10. I agree 100%. Also, it's a mindset for next season, and the goal is we got 10 wins in 8 of the playoffs. You got to be better than that. That winning mentality is very important. There's a closed roof. The city itself maybe even cold. Yeah, okay, that's cool. I mean, that's all right. I don't think it'll be as cold as Seattle. And it won't be as negative vibes rolling around there as in Seattle. I love the places we have gotten on defense. Exactly. The defense looks very promising for future. I agree, TCDC, for sure. I think Hitchens is the most underrated player on our defense, almost all across the board out there. So I do love the way that they've been playing, how good they looked when their backs have been against the wall. They've been playing, with turnovers by the offense or playing in difficult situations by the offense or special teams sometimes, putting them in difficult situations. And they still bounced back and held teams to field goals. I mean, that Charger game, they were all up and down the field in that first half, and we held them to 3 points. And they got that right at the end of the half. So I don't know. I just think that the defense has played, above what their level is, above what they should be having to do. Because the team is built to win the game on offense by running the ball, controlling the clock, getting the other team frustrated, making the other team one-dimensional, and that helps our defense. But that comes and starts not with Zeke, not with Dak. It starts with and even, I guess it starts with the coaching. But when it comes to on the field, it comes to our offensive line. We have to be out there pounding the rock, I think imposing our will, which we have not done, even though Garrett claims that he wants to do that. He's done the opposite. He's imposed his will for 1 or 2 plays, and then the other 3 or 4, he's done passing and not imposed his will. And we've punted multiple times because of that attitude, that coaching style, whatever it is. So, if you want to impose our will, I agree with that statement, but I don't agree with the action on the field. It doesn't match, not at least in the first half. And we need to run the ball. We need to, go out there with a lot, let them know we're running. And I think the whole offense now is gelled together. That's why we need Hanna back in there. We got L. Collins back. We got Tyron Smith back. Everyone's healthy. I think Morris and Rod Smith are going to do fine behind that offensive line. Cesar Duarte, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you here. Go Cowboys for sure. Dallas Cowboys. Let's see. All right, MC. He goes, you gotta go. Good deal, man. Hey, listen, I'm gonna be shutting this thing down right now in a minute or two here. Let me just check the score here for a second, let you know. All right, no, I was just trying to see what. Okay, it was a penalty. Okay, it's 10-7 in Indianapolis right now, and the Thursday Night Football. 2 seconds for the half. So keep that in mind. They're punting. It looks like it's the end of the half, pretty much. Yeah, I think we're going to be fine with our running backs. We're going to be fine with our offensive line. We're looking good, guys, out there as far as health-wise. And I think that if we can just follow the script of running the ball, truly imposing our will, and being able to be consistent about it. That's the key. Be consistent. If we're consistent about it, we'll be fine. So we'll see, guys. My stream's kind of messing up a little bit. I'm sorry if you guys are missing. This is getting chopped up a little bit. I'll fix the stream for tomorrow. Fiance will be on. We're getting ready for this weekend. A lot of stuff going down on our side here. We'll try to broadcast. A Little G has his last game before the winter break. Hope everybody out there, whoever is enjoying Hanukkah, make sure you enjoy your third night. Let me see the last couple. I'm going to give the last couple shout outs. I'm going to make sure I've read everything I needed to read here as far as our stats are concerned. Okay, so I talked about DeMontre Moore. We're good to go, guys. I think we're good. We talked about all the playoff stuff already. So let me give the shout outs. And then we're rocking out, guys. Make sure you say your last comments here. All right, cool, man. Space Cowboy's going to check out his site, guys. Make sure you sub up to him, too. He's got some interesting discussions on there that, definitely want to comment about. Similar to our show, talking about the different things with the Cowboys. So, NFL, more NFL rounded as well, guys. We stick with mainly the Cowboys. It's halftime officially, Thursday Night Football. Let me see what you guys are saying. I can't go back. Hold on, guys. Okay. If you haven't already, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Hit subscribe if you're new. And hit that notification bell, guys, so you get these live streams. Let me make sure this is, I can read your chats and go back on here. Still loading, guys. There we go. All right. So, Purple Gaming, Kingstar Vids, I Am a Hater, Cowboys Legend, LL. Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys X Factor, of course. Dallas Cowboys Fan 1980. LM. Zero God Loading. South of Heaven. Football Nerd. Who else? Trying to see here. Dallas Cowboys Football News in the house. Kevin Bilbo in the house. Shallow Hal doing his thing. Anthony Mixon. Everybody out here. Great comments, guys, by the way. Cowboys 42 making a stop. TCDC stopping by as well. TJ Wittenbach. Much love. Cesar Duarte comes in here at the end. So, guys, yeah, that we'll see, man. We will definitely see. Cesar Duarte in the house. Guys, we're going to do some stuff when Super Chat comes around. We're going to do some kind of leaderboard. You guys see what we're doing. And we'll have some kind of weekly winner donation situation. You'll see. You'll see, guys. It's coming soon. So keep watching. I don't know why the stream is kind of really bad here for me. It's going up and down. So I'm going to check my internet connection. In the meantime, guys, thank you for visiting. Thank you for listening. Thank you for stopping by. And I hope you enjoyed tonight's news recap discussion about our Dallas Cowboys. Again, guys, last time, hit like for the stream. Hit subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell. And guys, we'll see you tomorrow. You know what to do. Never, ever forget. You know what's coming. Go Cowboys! Woo! Man, all right. Much love, everybody out there. Hey, stay safe tonight, all right? And we'll see you tomorrow. Talk more Cowboys. Give you some breakdowns on Saturday through Madden. And we'll do a game day on Sunday night, guys. Much love. Peace out and go Cowboys.